Hello and welcome. Now in this video, we are going to connect autoresponder applications. And in order to find the autoresponder applications available to you in Zapier, if you don't know which ones you're going to work with, you can look to the right-hand side menu, and they're going to actually be in several categories. For example, the Amazon SES autoresponder is going to be found in the Amazon Services filter. Some email applications will be found inside of drip emails. Others will be found inside of email. Many of the most popular autoresponder services will be found inside of email newsletters. And others will be found inside of marketing automation. What you can do is you can determine which applications you're going to use. In this particular case, we're going to start by selecting Go to Webinar. And once we have Go to Webinar selected, we're then going to pick Get Response. Now we have two premium applications available. So what we're going to do is scroll down to the bottom, and we're going to take a look at which of these applications are going to be available to us. Now we have an integration that will create a Get Response contact whenever we have a GoToWebinar registrant. So we're going to use this Zap. Zapier will explain how the Zap is going to work. We're going to click Create this Zap. So the trigger for the automation is going to be that someone is going to sign up for a webinar. So we're going to go ahead and click Continue. We're now going to connect a GoToWebinar account. So we're going to click Connect an Account. Now when you do that, you're going to be asked to sign in to your GoToWebinar account. So you'll want to go ahead and put in your email address and password to sign in to GoToWebinar. And once you sign in, Zapier will then be connected to your account. You're then going to click the Test button. Zapier will confirm that it can connect to your GoToWebinar account. Then you're going to click Save and Continue. And please note, we are using GoToWebinar as an example. You might be using a different account in this particular case to do your automation. Once Zapier has logged into your account, you'll then be able to go to a drop-down menu of your existing webinars. And so you'll want to select one of the webinars that you are going to want to use to determine how to build your contact list in Get Response. So you'll select the webinar that's available, then you'll click Continue. Now, in order to test the connection, you're going to want to have at least one registrant created. And these are going to be specific directions to this Zap, to this application. You will have different application directions for every Zap that you create. So once we've confirmed that we do have one registrant created, we're then going to click Fetch and Continue. Zapier will confirm that our test is successful. We're then going to click Continue. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a new contact inside of our Get Response account. So we're going to click Continue. And then you'll be asked to connect account. So you'll want to click that link. What you'll need to do now is you'll need to get an API key from inside of your Get Response account. Once again, these are specific directions to this Zap. These are specific directions to these applications. So once you've copied in your API key, you're going to click Yes and Continue. Now Get Response will actually write in your API key, which you shouldn't make public if at all possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to rename this to something else. Now you'll note the API is blurred out, but it still does show here at the bottom. What we're now going to do is we're going to click Test. And then we've confirmed that Zapier can connect to Get Response. So now we'll click Save and Continue. What we're going to do now is we're going to select a Get Response campaign. And since we're already logged into our Get Response account, the drop-down menu will populate with our various campaigns, and then we'll select one of them. What Zapier will do is it will tell you how it's going to bring the information over: first name, last name, and email address. And in some cases, this is going to be different based on how you're using the application. You won't always get the opportunity, but you want to check to make sure that you don't need any of the advanced options. And so you'll want to scroll through these advanced options to make sure that you won't be using them. If you won't, you'll click Advanced Options, and then you'll click Continue. So what Zapier is going to do now is going to send a test contact to GetResponse, and we're going to click Send Test. What we can do then is we can verify in GetResponse that the contact is present. And by going to our inbox to confirm the email, we can now see that the Zap has actually worked. So now we can click Finish. So our Zap is now turned on. It will check our GoToWebinar account every 5 minutes before it will send a new registrant over to our GetResponse list. We can go and see the Zap in action on our dashboard. We can see the Zap and we can see its history in this area. Now the Zap has not yet run, so there is no history. So as one final test, we'll then register for the actual webinar. Then what we can do is we can either wait for the Zap to happen, or we can test it by going to the right arrow drop down and then clicking Run. And Zapier has told us that it is triggering one new registrant. We're then going to click Close. And then we can confirm that the individual has now been placed inside of GetResponse. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.